was talking about the coconut, the benefits of it. I just drank all the water out of it. I was just starting to dig in and eat the meat outside of it. I just started talking about dates, how they're your best source of a natural sweetener, low on the glycemic index. So instead of using your sugars, your white sugar especially, use date sugar, date syrup. If you can't use date syrup or date sugar, use agave nectar as your sweetener. That's going to be your best natural sweetener. But dates are going to be the best. I'm going to do a tutorial and show you how to make like date syrup. So you can stop using honey. You can stop using these syrups. You can use it for your whatever, your pancakes, your waffles, whatever you use it for sweeteners, for your tea, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to do a tutorial on one of these lives here in the next probably week or so, showing you exactly how to do it. It's real simple. Take a bunch of dates. You bring them to a boil like 20 minutes. You let them simmer for about 2 hours. Then you take them all out. You get like it's like a cloth. They call it like a nut strainer. You squeeze it and you strain the syrup out of it. And now you got your syrup. You got your honey, whatever you want to use. Use this in place. The only coconut water in store that's good is Harmless Harvest. I went over why that's pink. So you'll see it when you buy Harmless Harvest. If you Google it right now, the bottle, you're going to see that it's pink because coconut water is naturally pink. I would show you, but I just crushed all the coconut water. But you can kind of see around the edge how the edge of the coconut is a little pink, because that's what happened when air gets the coconut water. That's how you know it's real. But all them other ones you should not be using. So yeah. I usually would cut my coconut a little wider so it's easier to get the spoon in. So yeah, comment y'all's questions. I'm mad my live cut off, but we back. We are back. The heat cut my live off, so if you're just joining, you was in my live just now and wondering why it disappeared. I was out on the porch. The sun's so bright today that it hit my phone screen and turned it off. So yeah, just cutting the lid off, but you gotta cut the rim so you can fit the spoon in. And the rim is like a little harder, but down in it because the water is setting in it. It's nice and soft. Yeah, it's like 75, sunny here. So I was telling y'all what I ate today. Kale, apple, ginger. I like 11. Yeah, Vita, cocoa, coconut, whatever water. It's horrible. What time is it? 1:30? Is that the right time? So yeah, then you drink all the water out, which again is where you get your electrolytes from. Antiviral. And you get your spoon and you start carving out the meat. And bang. Here go your meal, because this is 1,800 calories. Drinking the water with eating the meat combined. Most of you don't need 1,800 calories in a day for you to be in your caloric deficit. If you want to know my thoughts on celery juice, watch the video. That's my thoughts. Where did I learn this information? I'm close with people. One of my best friends, Brother Polite, traveled the world for years with Dr. Sebi before he passed away. He was one of the few people to grace the stage with him. Right? So he lives right down the road from me. So that's one of my closest friends. One of the reasons I'm actually out here in LA. How I originally got out here. Just on some business with him. And then, yeah. So I learned directly from someone who traveled the world and learned directly from Dr. Sebi. Also, I read in my free time books on holistic healing, naturopathic doctors. If I'm running, which I'm about to do, I'll put my headphones in. I listen to lectures. I don't listen to music very often. I'm almost always listening to lectures if I'm riding in the car, unless I'm with other people. Because they'd be like, I ain't trying to hear this. Turn on some Lil Uzi Vert or something, right? I'm like, dog, I'm trying to listen to this lecture so I can help people out even more. Because the smarter I get, the more I can help people out. Yeah, and if you can't find these in stores, typically an easy place to find them is like an Asian market if you have one. If not, if you have like a Thai restaurant near you, a lot of times they'll sell them. They may not even be on the menu, but they'll use them like in some of their ingredients. So you can go up to the Thai restaurant and be like, hey, do you have any fresh young coconuts that I can just buy? And they'll typically chop the lid off for you. Usually they'll charge like $4 or $5 max. Sometimes $6. Pop a straw in it and there you go. Take it home, eat on it. If you drink the water out and you're not ready to eat the meat yet, you can keep the lid on like this, just cover it back up. You can wrap it in saran wrap, put it in the fridge, and you're ready. Pop it back open, dig in. You're good to go. Stop thinking you got to eat all these crazy solid foods every hour of the day. That's exactly why I get so many emails, DMs, and questions about IBS, Crohn's disease, PCOS, acid reflux, because you think you have to eat every 2-3 hours. Because somebody told you to speed up your metabolism. If you eat every 2 hours, it's going to be most effective to lose weight. So yeah, you might lose weight, but you're not improving your health. You can lose 50, 100 pounds and not be improving your health. As I talked about on the live a few days ago, as a reference point, I told you about the rapper Big Pun, right? One of the biggest rappers in the 90s, right? He was like 500 plus pounds. What happened? He ended up going to like a fat camp. And one of his last songs, one of the ad-libs was, I just lost 100 pounds. I'm trying to live. He literally says that on the song. So he lost 100 pounds and he died a few months later. Why? Because he lost the weight, but he didn't improve his health. Because you can cut your calories in half and lose weight by being in a caloric deficit. That doesn't mean you're improving your internal organs. That doesn't mean you're improving your cells, because damaged cells is what disease is. There's no really such thing as disease. It's just damaged cells in a specific part of your body that's causing a specific reaction, right? So don't get it confused, especially if you're like him and 400, 500 pounds, right? You can lose 100 pounds in 30 days easy simply by making small changes to your diet and small amount of activity, right? It's just going to fall off like it's nothing, right? But you still want to do it in a healthy way. And a lot of these doctors you go to, especially if you're at that weight, you're probably having a lot of doctor's appointments or begging you to lose the weight because of health issues. And if you watch the show, My 600 Pound Life, that comes on TLC, or them like 900 Pound Brothers show, like all them shows they have on TLC, what do? One thing you notice, every time they go to the doctor, every time them 600 pound plus people go to the doctor with his lab coat that's so smart because he has his PhD, what's he tell them every time? I'm going to put you on this strict meal plan, okay? And it's going to be a 1,200 calorie meal plan. I'm like, what the hell are you, like, they don't be knowing what they're doing. For you to put a 600, 900, 800 pound person on a 1,200 calorie meal plan, that's like giving them a damn one pumpkin seed a day. Like, that's unrealistic. And that's why you'll see them, they get put on the plan, and then it'll be like 1 month later, Todd has gained 80 pounds in 30 days. Because they're depressed. Because like, yo, how can I go from these people are eating, for you to get that big, 500 pounds, 900 pounds, you're eating minimum 10,000 calories a day. In most cases, 20,000 calories a day or more. And then you go to the doctor and your smart doctor is going to automatically put you on a 1,200 calorie diet. You're going to go into a deep depression and you're going to binge eat even more. On top of that, that's not even healthy for you. But all they want is to see that weight come down. They don't understand it. Just because the weight comes down doesn't mean it's improving your health. And most of the time when they're doing that to get your weight to come down, it's just so you can get to a safe weight so they can put you through surgery and tie up your stomach so you can eat less, which is going to cause you more damage in the future. And it just keeps going. Like, but everybody trusts doctors so much. Look at my newest post on my Instagram story. This lady was like, I've been in the hospital. I told them I'm on a strict vegan diet. They gave me a bunch of nonsense. I said, I can't eat that. I need a strict vegan diet. They said, here's our low-calorie, healthy vegan plan for our patients. They brought her a bag of barbecue Lay's potato chips, chocolate pudding cup. Like, yo, this is what they be doing. And these are the people you trust. I do my best to read comments, but sometimes I just go in. if I'm here teaching and ranting and helping y'all out, don't feel so entitled to feel that if I don't answer your specific comment, to come into the comments or you're not reading comments and like get frustrated with me. I'm giving y'all, taking time out of my day to teach y'all information. I have a whole video on my YouTube titled Best Water to Drink. I did a whole 2-hour live for free. So you'll want to subscribe to my YouTube, same name. Instagram, same name. I upload all these lives. If you're coming in late, if you missed it, youtube.com/TWalkTheHawk, or just search TWalkTheHawk on there. There's a coconut. I just drank all the water out of it, and now I'm just getting the meat out of it. This is some of the best calories you can get. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I did a whole live on people with diabetes. I'm posting another video on diabetes to my TikTok within the next, what's today? Possibly tomorrow. I'm posting one on cancer tonight. So y'all gonna want to tune into that if you know anybody with cancer. That'll be posted tonight. Same time. I typically post 7, 8, 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on my TikTok every day. 3 videos a day. Somebody said, what's your solution to avoiding the caloric deficit? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Thyroid issues, you want to take the herb bladderwrack. Inflammation issues, which a lot of you have, you're going to want to take yellow dock. Yellow dock is good for inflammation. Bladderwrack for thyroid issues. Sea moss mixed with bladderwrack to get over 100 minerals you're not getting from any other food. If you watch my video on 5 natural ways to prevent disease, I talked about how many people with disease are functioning off an average of 50 to 70 minerals. Your body needs over 90 minerals to function at a high level. And you get over 100 by combining sea moss with bladderwrack. And then I also mix that with burdock root. Burdock root is a great blood cleanser. Yeah, so somebody just said blood pressure. Literally, as I said that, blood pressure, you need to cleanse your blood. Blood cleanser is burdock root. If you have liver, kidney issues, you want echinacea, and we can keep going on and on. Actually, I'm posting a diabetes video tonight, actually, now that you asked that. I am not a medical doctor. This is not medical information. Disclaimer. I do not know what I'm talking about, all right? So ask your doctor. If you have a doctor you trust. But you do have to be careful if you are on serious medication, because you can have a reaction. Yeah, I do not know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink. I can't wink very good. You gotta help me with the wink so I can get better at lying. I'm a horrible liar. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. All those disclaimers, every disclaimer you need. Anytime you're taking information from me. So, they don't come after me, because that's what they do. I get this from the store. There's a store right down the street called John's, I believe. Here in LA, you can get them anywhere. But if you're not in, LA, it may be harder. I don't know. But again, I'm from West Virginia. When I was in West Virginia, I could still find coconuts. I could still find mangoes. Somebody commented on the mango video, like, I'm in Boston. No way I can get mangoes. And I'm like, I'm from West Virginia, the most untropical place in the world. And I was still getting mangoes and coconuts. You just got to look. You got to look at all that Asian stores, any of the stores that say like ethnic store, you got to go to the Thai restaurants. Like, I'm sure you can find them. I'm just trying to get this last big piece out of here. Let me make sure. It's sweet. It's sweet. Yeah, it can be hard, but I'm like, you see the cut is perfect. I'm getting better. I was walking down. It's like a little outside. I don't know. I guess they call it Chinatown, where it's got all the, you know, the cultural buildings and like shops and stuff. And there's like a bunch of little shops and parlors, and the dude's just outside like, come in, come in, come in. He's holding like blades and stuff. I'm like, let me go in there. And he had this big black machete. I'm like, oh, I need that. He's like, oh, you really want to protect your house, huh? I'm like, nah, I got to chop these coconuts. Because I be struggling. So I bought a big ass machete. So if you come through my spot, I'm chopping coconuts, and you know the rest. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this last piece because I'm on a live. I be flinging coconut everywhere in the house. See, because this piece wasn't trying. This piece wasn't trying to break off. Bang! That's like how people would get hyped when they pull out a big piece of crab. When you spend like an hour crunching up the shell with your fork and stuff. That's how I feel with coconut. But it's not nearly as hard. Yeah, you can put them in smoothies. I wouldn't think coconuts are hard to get in Florida. What's ASMR? Somebody fill me in. Yeah, you gotta get that machete, hit it in the right spot. Get your Bruce Lee on. Yes, it's a real coconut. Show us the machete. All right, I'll get it in a second. So yeah, keep commenting y'all's questions. I'm just answering off the top. Somebody asked, I missed a question. I think they said, yeah, you said steal coconuts from somebody's yard. Hey, do you? I do use colloidal silver. It's antiviral. Periodically, not too often. But I do use colloidal silver. I have some in my cabinet, actually. So if you're just joining, I drank all the water out of my coconut. I'm now finishing off the meat. I talked about, I'm going to show y'all how to make real date sugar, date syrup on one of these lives. I was just eating a couple of these. No, they say that's a misconception that the silver is going to turn your skin blue. That one case of that guy you seen on that talk show like back in the 90s or something, he was taking a different type of silver, and he was basically drinking like 3 bottles of it a day. That's why his skin turned blue. It was a different type of silver. It was not colloidal silver. And he was drinking like bottles of it. If I use colloidal silver, I'll put, let me chew my food. I'll put like a small like cap full in a gallon of water. That's all you need. It's not gonna hurt you. Do you find yourself missing meat? No, I don't. Because once you get a real understanding what this stuff is doing to you, it's like, how can you crave something that you know is causing issues in your body, right? Once you really get conscious of the fact that this is not good for me, this is not helping my body, it's impossible to crave it. It's more so disgusting to see people eating it, actually. That's the point I'm to now. Of course, I don't say nothing. I'm not judgmental, but I don't like watching people eat meat, honestly. Because I was just, man. Just drink regular 100% mountain water. All mushrooms except shiitake. See, I'm actually full. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the first solid thing I'm eating today, and I'm like full. And I still got a little slab of it left. Because again, this is 1,800 calories. Yes, I was raised on all the meat, all of that, right? That's why I can relate to all of y'all. I'm not the dude that's like, if you're not vegan, I don't like you, because I get it. I get the addiction. I get how the world's set up. I get that you're raised on the food pyramid in school. Like, I get it. I used to come home to the burgers with the cheese on it, on the wheat bun, all acidic, all mucus forming, with the side of mashed potatoes, and then if you did get greens, they're covered in a bunch of crazy seasonings and nonsense. So I get it. So I'm saying, I don't fake. I come from the same stuff you are. The difference is I got the information, I take it in, versus not being able to fight the addiction, not being able to fight the emotional attachment to it. Because that's the problem. There's an emotional attachment. That's why you see these people come on my videos, talk nothing but negativity, because they literally, you'll see the comments. Some of you in here, you're like, oh, I just got finished eating that, and you're telling me it's bad, right? And some of you will listen, and then you tune in, you follow, you're like, yo, I want to learn more, because I want to learn what's bad for me, what's good. And then others will be like, no, I just eat that. I just ate that. It's not good. I mean, it's good for me. Don't tell me it's not. You're dumb. This is BS. You're full of shit. Let me tag somebody who has a doctor that's on TikTok who has PhD in their bio and tag them so they can stitch you or duet you, right? Because, of course, they know a lot about holistic health and curing people, because there ain't one doctor that's cured anything, right? Other than naturopathic doctors and holistic healers, right? Because these doctors, when they're trained what pills to give for certain situations, what chemicals to give for certain situations. When they pass their degree, their 8 years, their 10 years of schooling, when they go out and they do their field training, before they actually say, hey, I'm a doctor, I'm taking my own patients, they're going to shadow under a doctor, right? Who's been doing it a while. Guess who they're going to shadow? They're going to shadow that doctor having a doctor appointment with a sick patient. So they're learning only from sick people. Because when they're learning under that doctor, they're like, here, look, this patient's coming in, she has this issue, she has this, he has this issues, he has this disease. Watch what we do. They're not studying healthy people. They're only studying sick people. So how can somebody who's only studying sick people tell you how to get healthy? Right? It's crazy. Makes no sense. I don't know what you're saying you don't agree about and bringing Jesus into this. Let's hear. What don't you agree about, and what does Jesus have to do with this? Let's talk about Jesus. Let's talk about what you agree about. I'm always open for discussion. Yes, bring Jesus into this, please. See, I didn't want to get on religion, but we can do that. Because if you're speaking on Jesus, Jesus is the answer to all our problems, right? See, I didn't want to get on that topic because I'll go in on that too. Somebody said, Jesus is the answer to all our problems. Let's bring Jesus into this. Right? Okay, got it. So we on the same page. Yeah, there were no pills in Jesus' days, but somebody else is like latching onto your comment. He said, do it. Right. Y'all crazy, man. Because what you don't understand, and that's the thing, like people don't get the chemistry of the food. I'll say something is hybrid or GMO. They'll be like, no, it's not. I just grew it yesterday. Yeah, you grew a hybrid GMO plant or vegetable, right? Like, no, because I just grew it. It's in my backyard growing right now. You don't understand that you're growing the seed of that hybrid GMO, right? Like people literally don't get the chemistry of the food. It's crazy. And you don't get the chemistry of the body and how they go hand in hand, right? And then if somebody wants to talk about Jesus, your Bible says what? The herbs are for the healing of the nation. Now, I don't subscribe to that religion. I'm spiritual. I don't subscribe to religion, but I'm not against anybody that does. But I did used to be really deep into Christianity, right? See, I don't even want to go here, dog. I don't want to go here. Right? But your Bible tells you the herbs are for the healing of the nation. Right? So when I'm telling you these herbs to use to heal the nation, I'm the crazy person on TikTok that don't know what he's talking about. But then you'll say, only Jesus is the answer, but Jesus is literally telling you the herbs are for the healing of the nation. Right? So we can bring religion into it if you want. And then we can really go, if you really want to go into religion too, we can go into your rituals in these churches that I used to partake in too, until I realized this is nuts, right? I have you line up in a single file line to go down to the pastor and get your piece of bread and get your cup of wine or grape juice if you're a kid, which symbolizes the flesh of Jesus and the blood of Jesus. Why are we practicing cannibalism? That's weird. Why are you teaching me to eat human flesh? That's weird. But I don't want to go there. This is not a religious debate. However, I keep it real, so somebody brought it up. So let's talk about it, right? Then if you want to go there, we can understand that the religion that you're speaking on as far as Jesus, that whole story, we can go back to the Egyptian pyramids before it was called Egypt, because that name was changed. It was originally Kemet, right? We can go there and we can find these same stories that are in your Bible on those pyramids, which the stories that are in your Bible were taken from there. Of course, when they came over and took the damn slaves, they took the knowledge too, right? And put their own little names and twist on it and call it Jesus and Mary and all this, right? When really the original story was Asar, Set, and Haru. Asar, Set, and Haru, the father, the son, the mother. The mother was the Virgin Mary. But we don't got to go there, even though I just did. I didn't want to get religious, but somebody want to bring up religion. Let's talk about religion. And how that whole religion you're talking about was stolen from ancient Egypt, which was called Kemet. The whole story of Jesus, the Virgin Mary, and the Father is the story of Asar, Set, and Haru, identical. Right? Let's not talk about how that's identical. You just change the name to make it more comfortable for the culture. They're not ready. Let's not talk about that. So, be careful. This is coconut. Y'all see it's empty now. I done carved all the meat out. I drank all the water. See? This is why I don't go live. This is why I go live I plan on being here 20 minutes, and then I just start ranting. Somebody said, okay, fine, on another live, talk about it, though. I mean, there's the basics for you. There's a good video you can find on YouTube. Quasi. Look up. I don't know how to spell it off the top of my head. Quasi rips the lid off of religion. It's an interview on the something rock show. I'll break it down for you. But let's get back to nutrition. But we got to understand, if we're going to go on nutrition, you're going to bring religion, then we can tie those hand in hand. But I'm sorry to offend anybody. I'm not against you. Do your thing, whatever makes you comfortable, whatever gives you your energy in the day, whatever makes you feel good, whatever keeps you unstressed. But don't tell me that Jesus is going to heal all your problems, because what you're going to do is, let's do it. See, now we're going to start acting, right? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to pray for health and improving my health and my disease, and please keep me and my family in your prayers as we want to get over this cancer, this diabetes, and all this, right? Let everybody say amen, but you're only saying amen. You don't even know what amen means. Amen means Amen Ra, which Amen Ra is the sun god, because ancient Egypt, before they were Egypt, were called Kemet, and they worship the sun, S-U-N, not S-O-N, who you call Jesus. Let's keep going in, right? And then you're going to pray, you're going to get up, and you're going to go eat your fried chicken and your processed foods and your box stuffing and things like this on your holidays, and that's going to give you the disease. But yet you keep thinking you're blessing your food. Let's bless this food. Let's bless this fried chicken, because if we bless it, and this fried chicken and this pork and this bacon for breakfast, we won't have disease because we bless the food. Wrong. Right? But let's not go in. Because I can do this all day. We can take any angle you want. Because you can keep blessing your deadly food, and you're going the disease is constantly going to be on the rise. Right? So let's talk about it. Sea moss is great. So again, when you pray to the Son of God, story was stolen from ancient Kemet. It was the S-U-N, the Son, was our God, not the S-O-N, it's the Son of God. The story comes from Asara set in Heru, not Jesus, Mary, and the Father, right? Rock Newman show, facts. And then we start to understand why we have all these, when you go to the Washington Capitol and you see these buildings in certain shapes and stuff like that, how that was all stolen from ancient Egypt, right? Just like everything. Why they're there, why they're in the geographical location, like, it goes deep. I'm spiritual. I don't have a religion. As I just broke down, I used to be really religious until I get the knowledge and start putting together common sense, how it makes sense, right? Because we know everything came from Egypt, which wasn't called Egypt, right? We know that we can find these exact stories on the Egyptian pyramids, right? And we can clearly see how the exact stories were stolen and the names changed. Just like when we were stolen, our names were changed, right? Kuta Kinte, Toby, our names were changed, right? Along with our stories, along with the way we were trained to think, trained to eat, right? So let's go into eating again and how it ties in. Because they call it slave food for a reason. These are the foods you still eat, right? Because we were given the scraps, the nonsense, the pig feet that you still eat, the fried chicken you still eat, because these are the scraps that the slave owners didn't want, so they gave it to you. And now it's years later, really not that far, along, but it is years later and we're still eating the same food, wondering why we're still having the same illnesses and diseases, right? Some of us will even call it slave food and still snack on it, which obviously they didn't have the best interest of the slaves to improve their health. They just wanted to make sure their slaves had enough energy to be out on the field picking cotton, right? And then we talked about how these foods and the preservatives and the artificial flavors and sweeteners, you can look up the Nuremberg trials before they were passed to be allowed to put in your food today. The Nuremberg trial passed that, and they called them on the documents behavior modifiers because they modified your behavior, just like they were modifying your behavior when you were a slave back in the slave days, right? Because we want to give them just enough food. We're going to give them the scraps to have some energy to pick and do the work, right? Because if we starve them, they're not going to have energy to do the work, right? But we're going to give them the scraps, so they'll still get disease, die. We don't really care as long as we can trade them, make a profit. You know, it is what it is. The new slave owner has to deal with that, right? And we can go any angle. Literally, some people still call it slave food and still eat it. But anyways, I be having a good time on there. Somebody said, damn, I'm white, and that was so deep. Fact, it's real stuff. This is real stuff. YouTube, same name. Instagram, same name. I keep forgetting about this new question tab. Let me click this real quick. Let's see. Got it. Not really. So yeah, I ain't mean to go in on that, but you got to just think about these things. And again, they call them behavior modifiers. They modify the behavior. So what? We can have enough energy, which we just broke down, to do the slave work, right? Go out in the fields, the beaming hot sun, right? For hours a day, right? And then on top of that, just like you're doing right now by saying, you know, Jesus, whatever, you're blessing your food, but you're blessing unhealthy food and you're wondering why you're still getting disease. So we can bless the food all we want, but you're blessing the wrong foods. If that is your religion, that's fine. But you got to understand, just doing that isn't going to save you from disease, right? So we got to change the foods. Just like when we were slaves, we can take it back to there. When we were in the field picking the cotton, because they gave us the slave food to have energy to pick the cotton and do whatever yard work needed done. We sit out there and we're humming our slave songs. Jesus is going to come save us. Jesus is going to come save us. Jesus. And then before you know it, your grandma was singing it. Your mom was singing it. Now you're singing it. And he still ain't came and saved you. You're still in the same field. Why? Because now they done trained your mind that this is the right thing to do. Just like your mind is trained to continue to eat these same foods, these same slave foods, and think that it's good for you. And then you have people that are certified personal trainers and nutritionists that tell you this is what you need to do. You need to eat this frequently. You need to eat every 2 hours. That'll speed up your metabolism, right? But you don't understand the chemistry of the body. You don't understand the body and how the body functions, because you would know if when you were conceived, when I was conceived, when we were in the stomach, when we were in our mother's womb, right? When we were in our mother's womb, right, and we're in the amniotic fluid, we're eating when? About 6 a.m., 11 to 12, around lunchtime, and again around 4, and that's it, right? So literally when you're in your mother's womb, you're only eating every 4 hours. But then you get out, right? You eat your breakfast, then you go to school or work and you need a snack. Then it's lunchtime, an hour later, you eat a big lunch, you need another snack. And then you're stressed from work or from school, so you come home and you eat something bad just because you had a stressful day, because when you're stressed, emotions are linked to certain types of foods, which we'll go into next, right? Then you're going to eat dinner. Now you don't eat it every 2 hours for the whole day, and you're wondering why you got IBS, Crohn's disease, POS, irritable bowel syndrome, acid reflux, right? Because that's not the original way we were eating when we were in our mother's womb, right? So this is why you have to understand the chemistry of the body. And I was just about to go, what did I just say I'm about to talk about? Somebody remind me. I just said we'll go into that. Oh, emotions and food. Because we understand that different emotions have a correlation with specific foods and emotions, they tie together, right? Aloha, aloha, yeah. So when you're having emotional issues, depression, especially love, you crave sweets and sugars, right? This is why we give what? Sweets and sugars on Valentine's Day. You give out a bunch of candy, right? Your heart-shaped candies, right? And your chocolates. When you get stressed, you need a chocolate bar because emotional issues have a connection to sugars and sweet, right? If you have bad nerves, you're constantly stressed out. What do? You bite your fingernails. You're not biting your fingernails just because you were trained to bite your fingernails. You're biting your fingernails because nerves have a correlation with crunch. So you want something crunchy. When you bite your fingernails and it snaps, you feel that crunch. What else is crunchy? When you're having bad nerves, anxiety, and stress, you're going to crave what? You're going to eat a bunch of chips. You're going to eat your cheese curls. You're going to eat your fried chicken, which is crunchy. So our emotions are literally causing us to eat unhealthy also, right? So we can tie all of this stuff in together. So we have to fix the emotion as well as fix the food. And a lot of times the food is causing the emotional issues. So it's going in a circle, right? Because you're eating horrible foods, which is damaging your colon. As we always talk about on the lives, everything's connected via your central nervous system. So if your colon's damaged, it actually sends negative signals to your brain, which is why you're having dementia, which is why you're having anxiety, panic attacks, which is why you're depressed. On top of that, your doctor has you on 3 different pills you got to take in the morning, midday, and evening, right? On top of that, you're eating bad foods that are damaging your nerves, damaging your cells, because disease is just damage of cells in a specific area of the body, right? If you have diabetes, that's a disease, but what's causing the diabetes? People are like, all right, I got diabetes, how do I fix it? You're not fixing the diabetes, you're fixing the area in the body where the cells are damaged, which is the pancreas, right? So your pancreas is malfunctioning, causing insulin malfunctions in the body. So now you're diagnosed with diabetes because we know there's no such thing as disease. When you go to these doctors, they're trained to diagnose you with the disease because if you have 7 out of these 10 symptoms, we can legally say, stamp that person has diabetes. You got 12 out of these 9 symptoms, stamp that person has cancer, right? But that just means there's damaged cells in a specific area of the body, right? If someone's born diabetic, somebody said my husband was born diabetic. If you're born diabetic, if you're born with any health issues, that means your mother was consuming the wrong things during the pregnancy, right? Because you can study amniotic fluid and you understand that's what the baby's living in. We understand the rise of premature babies and babies born with issues is constantly on the rise. Why? Because you're eating these bad foods, these mucus, acidic forming foods, and what that does, it causes the amniotic fluid to get like a gray, cloudy color. So now the baby's like, what the hell? I was just in here comfortable. And now the water's getting all foggy. I can barely see, barely breathe. Let me get the hell out of here. Get me the hell out, right? I'm going to start banging on your stomach so you can have contractions to let me out. Now I need to get out in 6, 7 months instead of 9 months because the food is making my fluid that I'm living in and eating off of crazy. And now, even though I got out early, I've still been eating off of that food the whole time. Now I come out and I got diabetes, right? And then, on top of that, you had the baby with a dude who's out of his mind and crazy and maybe was hitting you, whatever else, has mental issues, his damn self, right? And where does the sperm that mixes with the egg to create the child come from? It comes from the man's brain, right? It's called cerebral spinal fluid. Cerebral spinal fluid comes from the brain. It travels down the spine. When a man finishes in the bedroom, that's what's coming out is the man's brain, right? So you have this slang where you say, a girl gave me brain. Nah, the dude's actually giving you brain. And now that brain went into your kid. And now you're eating horrible things. The kid's got that brain on top of the fluid that it's been living off of that is already damaged. And now the baby comes out with an issue and you say it's genetic. It's not genetic. You damaged. Like, yo, come on, man. Come on. We talked earlier about chlorophyll to bring it down a notch, right? Put chlorophyll in your water to add oxygen to your cells. Make sure the ingredients on chlorophyll is only purified water. This one has Mct oil and chlorophyll. So let's talk about Mct oil because a lot of you are going to GNC, to your supplement stores to buy Mct oil. But all it is coconut. It comes from coconut. Anytime you see MCT oil, if it says 100% MCT oil, that is 100% coconut oil, right? So if you eat your coconut, you're buying these expensive bottles of MCT oils from your supplement stores because you think that's going to help you lose weight. Meanwhile, you can eat your coconut, and there's your MCT oil, right? So this chlorophyll has water, MCT oil, and just chlorophyll. Chlorophyll comes naturally from plants. When you eat it, it adds oxygen to your cells. All right? Then if you're cleaning off your vegetables, you get a vegetable cleaner. Check the ingredients. Make sure the only ingredients is water, coconut oil, grapefruit seed extract, lemon and orange extract, right? Shouldn't be any chemicals. This will kill 99.9% of the pesticides on your veggies, because then people will be like, well, you're still getting damaged because you're getting all the pesticides, not knowing you can clean these things, right? But yeah, see, now I done went live for way longer than I expected. If you missed any of this, if you just joined in, this was a good one. I feel like this is a good one. I'm uploaded to my YouTube. YouTube, T-Walk Talk, same name. Instagram, same name. That's where I post client testimonials daily. I post all my lives, so if you miss them, I go live once a day for like over an hour. I've already been live over an hour. That'll be on my YouTube, so you can pause it, you can take notes, whatever you want to do your own research. Oh, if you want the custom coaching, link in the bio. You'll click the link in my bio. You'll see the drop down says custom coaching. That's there. 40 for 1 month or 80 for 3 months. You get a whole month free. That's custom meal plan, custom grocery list, custom cardio plan, custom supplement guide. We do check-ins weekly, plan changes monthly, so you get past those plateaus. It's no contract. You pay through the link in the bio with your card or PayPal. If you want to pay Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle, you message me. I'll send you the link, get you set up. You don't have to be vegan. It's based on you, your food allergies, what you want to subscribe to. But I will throw in a bunch of free PDFs on holistic health and healing for you to read into in case you want to go that route. It is up to you. But let's keep going in. Again, click the link in the bio. I just opened up consultations, one-on-one consultations with me. That is link in the bio also. So that is 1 hour personal phone call with me, not an assistant or anything else. You actually talk to me for an hour. That's for you if you have a more specific issue. If you have a disease, whatever the case may be, I give you the whole layout of what we going to do to reverse it. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I am not using medicine. We're using all natural things. This is not medical advice, right? But I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, what protocol, what amino acids, what vitamins, what minerals, what herbs to take, what to mix, how to mix them, what hour of the day you need to take them, how many milligrams, how many IUs you need to take to reverse these issues, whether it's diabetes, cancer, and give you the game plan, right? Then you got 24/7 support with me. So that's for if you have more of a serious issue that you want to tackle and knock out. And then we'll schedule a time based on your schedule to get you on the right track. Because I get a lot of comments, what do I do about cancer? What do I do about diabetes? What do I do if I have kidney stones? What do I do if I have an issue with my gallbladder or my, whatever? That's going to be for the consultations. That one is, again, for you, if you need something more specific. I'm like, let me open it up. Because we already posting client testimonials daily for the past 4 months straight, brand new ones. But now the client testimonials is about to get more intense now that I open that up. I already posted a client testimonial, one of my clients whose mom had cancer. Posted a testimonial. He messaged me, thanked me. His mom no longer has cancer because she followed what I told her to do. Right? But hey, I don't know what I'm talking about though. These are just suggestions. I don't know what I'm talking about. These are suggestions. I'm not a medical doctor. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Everything, okay? Because I ain't trying to end up like these other holistic healers be ending up. But if that's what comes with it, my reason for being on this earth is to improve people's health, and I'm going to do what I got to do to make it happen. So I take the one-on-one consultations really serious. I take my one-on-one coaching very serious. But the one-on-one consultations are going to cost more because I have to go way more in depth, as I mentioned, really breaking down the measurements, what times, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, what food, what your diet needs to look like, if you need to fast, how to fast, because a lot of cases we need to fast first a specific way, right? Because we need to cleanse the cells, we need to cleanse the colon, we need to cleanse the liver, we need to cleanse the pancreas before we can start adding any positive things, right? So click the link in the bio, you'll see the cost. And then if you want custom coaching, that's still really detailed. That's where a lot of my client testimonials are coming from. That's $40 or $80 for 3 months. Styling off the top. So y'all see I don't need no laptop or notebook to give you this information because I really do this. That's why I think y'all like when I go live, because you realize I'm not just some dude that's reading something. Okay, this said that. Let me record exactly what that document said. Like, no, I do this off the top of the head. I spend all my free time doing this. I was out here earlier, but the sun, it's such a nice day, it cut off my phone for the temperature. I'll be out here on my porch just getting my little workouts in, doing my run. You ain't got to have a lot. People think, like, that's why I do that. A lot of my testimonials are from people whose gyms is closed right now. You can get it in right at your spot. Like, I'll be up here on my little balcony doing my thing. Move my chair out the way. Get my dumbbells. Make it happen. Bang, burn fat. And as you see, we got muscles, right? People be like, if I don't eat chicken, if I don't eat steak, how am I gonna get muscle? I'm gonna lose muscle. We ain't losing no muscle over here, right? We're not losing any muscle. We get it in, we have energy because we're eating electric foods. These are 30-pound dumbbells. They feel like 40s though, because these like that old school steel, right? So you can still get it in, make it happen. So if you want to burn fat, you're at home, all you got is a pair of dumbbells, you could do a quick circuit. So you could do a full body circuit, right? Because when you want to burn calories, what you want to do is, you want to burn fat, what you want to do is, you want to have high reps, short rest periods, right? So I'm going to do a circuit. That means I'm going to do pretty much every body part without taking a rest. Then I'm going to take a rest and start round 2. So I would do, like, let's say, sets of curls. So I'm going to do curls, bang. I'm going to do 10 on the curls, bang. Then I'm going to go right into overhead tricep extensions, bang. I'm going to do 10 of those, bang. Then I'm going to come right over and do side lateral raises, bang. I'm going to do 10 of those. This is all no break. Then I can bend over, do bent over rolls. Bang, I'm gonna do 10 of those, right? What we got left? We did our core, we did our back, we did our biceps, we did our triceps, right? We did our shoulders, we can do chest. So you can do cross body, bring it in, squeeze. Bang, now you're hitting your upper chest. With that, we did 10 sets of all those. Then we can do legs, we can do body weight squats, whatever. You can do lunges, you can do goblet squats. Bang, these are good if you have bad knees. You can do half squats if you got bad knees. Like, and there you go. There's a whole circuit for you. I just gave you. You can do right here in this little bit of space. Now you take a minute, 2-minute rest, get your breath, because this is going to be your cardio, because now you done turned your resistance trainer into cardio. As you see, I'm breathing harder right now just from doing like 3 sets of each thing. So you do 3 reps. You do 10 reps of each thing without the rest. Now your cardiovascular system's pumping, and now your resistance training is your cardio. A lot of you have the misconception that cardio is only treadmill, elliptical, and Stairmaster. No, anything that's getting your cardiovascular system pumping is cardio. So yeah, I'm doing resistance training, but I'm also doing cardio. And for a lot of you, you would want to use, of course, a lighter weight, and you would want to do sets of like 15, because the higher the reps, the more calories you're going to burn, short rest periods. So I'll come up here, I'll do that. Again, 10 to 15 reps, 3 rounds of that. Go for a run around the block, get my vitamin D in at the same time. Like, you're good to go. It doesn't have to be that complicated. That's why I got so many client testimonials of people that are just doing the home workouts. And again, it's based on you. So if you have leg injuries, knee problems, whatever the case may be, we cater to that. I provide them. If you don't have any dumbbells, you don't have anything at all, it doesn't matter. Then a lot of you want to know, like especially the females want to know how to grow the glutes. One of the best things you can do to activate your glutes is sprints. So you want to get to a point where you're healthy enough to actually sprint, because nothing activates more muscles in the lower body than full-on sprints. That's what a lot of women don't know. They do all these fancy glute workouts that you be seeing on Instagram and stuff with all the bands. If you literally just sprint, your glutes are going to be crazy. Why you think them women in the Olympics that be sprinting, they be thick as hell, right? With the abs and everything, right? They don't need to do all them fancy booty workouts. This is LA. I need to go on a run. I was supposed to only go live for like a half hour. But now, I've been live for like over an hour and a half. Exactly, I have energy because I'm eating electric foods for my electric body. Protons, electrons, neutrons. You have an electric body, but you're eating dead foods, wondering why you don't have energy. You'll come on my live, you're like, oh, how does this guy got energy to talk like this? And I thought he talks so fast in his videos and then he's on live for 2 hours straight talking like this. Because I have energy. And I'm still like a kid because I didn't lose my kid, because the dead food is aging you mentally and physically. And this is the problem, right? So, I'm about to get my workout in. Train my arms. Bang. Bang. I'm going to start doing more workout tutorials. I got some workout tutorials for y'all, right? So, I'm going to start doing those. Yeah. And notice when I do my curls, a lot of people are doing curls wrong. So, notice as I'm doing my curls, the lighting's off right here. Let me see. So, notice how my elbow, let me do it one hand. My elbow is staying to my side in, and it's also not moving from my waist, right? A lot of people are doing curls, and this is all out here. Your elbow's out when you're doing your curls. Keep your elbow in, right? Keep it right to your side. Otherwise, you're using a muscle group that you're not even looking to use. When you're bringing your elbow forward, now you're using your front delt, and you don't even realize it, right? So these are all small changes that can really change your results. And a lot of you do side lateral raises, and when you're doing them, you're bringing your hands up higher than your elbows. You'll do them and you'll be doing them like this. That is not right. Your elbows should always be pointed forward, and they should always be higher than your hand. It should never be like this. That's how a lot of people do them. Now you're not even working the shoulder in the correct way. Your elbow should always be higher, right? Then when you're doing them, you shouldn't be shrugging your shoulder. You'll do them and you'll go like that. Dang, where'd my connection go? All right, we good. That's where my connection went out. So I was saying, I can simply put coconut oil on my skin instead of all these chemicals and lotions and hairsprays and all this stuff y'all be using, right? Because those are full of heavy metals. Which we talk about, heavy metals are a big reason for disease. You don't even realize you're putting heavy metals on yourself every day when you start the morning. Yogurt is mucus forming. If you're eating yogurt, get coconut yogurt. So yeah. Yeah, you make your own lotion, facts. So yeah, I've been live for too long. It's never too long, but I gotta go get my run on. About to go run. I'll probably come back and finish 3 sets of what I was just showing y'all. So yeah, this live is gonna be uploaded to my YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube. Don't eat meat. YouTube, same name. Instagram, same name. Instagram, I post client testimonials daily. YouTube, I upload all these live, so if you missed it, today was a really long one and a good one. So you're going to want to rewatch, take notes, whatever you got to do. Message me for custom coaching, 40 for 1 month, 80 for 3 months. I now have the consultations. If you're dealing with any specific illness or disease, that's going to be for you, because we really break down what it's going to take to reverse that issue. Specific vitamins, minerals, amino acids, how many IUs, how many milligrams you're going to need, what time, what herbs you're going to need to take, how to mix them, when to mix them. Yeah, I'm about to go on a jog. I'll either jog around the block or I'll do sprints. So what I'm going to do is jog. Yesterday I did sprints. So I like walk a block, go across the little intersection. Then I'll sprint that whole block as fast as I can, all out. Go across the little intersection with a 4-way stop, I guess you would call it. Then I'll do lunges for that block, go past the 4-way stop, sprint the next block, And then so lunges, sprint, walk, lunges, sprint, walk, like that. And then I'll do my circuit right here on the porch. Because I had a gym membership, but I just canceled it. I'm like, gym membership, they be trying to tax out here. Gym membership's $350 a month. $350 a month for this small gym out here in LA. So if you want a gym membership in LA, all the gyms are still supposed to be closed. But there's a dude that has a private gym. So he like, yeah, this the only gym that's open. He's got money, so he's willing to pay the fees for the county to sue him. A lot of celebrities go there. I was there, a few weeks ago. 2 Chainz was in there. Be a lot of people in there working out, just like normal people. Everybody's a normal human. When you're around these celebrities and stuff you look up to, you realize, oh, this is just a normal person like me. Yeah, like if he can do it, I can do it, right? So it's motivation too. So yeah, let me get this run on though, because I'll keep talking. Some of y'all gonna ask a good question, and I'm gonna keep talking for another hour. I'll holler at y'all later. YouTube, same name to watch this replay. You're not gonna wanna miss it. Instagram is where my client testimonials are posted daily, where you get more like my personal life, whatever. I don't know, just for fun on there. I'll let y'all later. Protein, quinoa, hemp seed, mushroom, garbanzo beans. Quick answer for you. As I just showed you, we're not losing muscle just because we're not getting meat. You'll be fine if you do things correctly. You listen to what I'm telling you. Peace.